Hello there, welcome back to Dis-Cember. I'm Scotty, you're not. Sequel Sunday now, and we're talking about Aladdin and the King of Thieves, the third and final movie in this franchise. Although there was a crossover between Aladdin and Hercules, I briefly mentioned this, where Jafar goes to the underworld and teams up with Hades. After Jafar dies, he ends up in the underworld and teams up with Hades to try to take out Hercules and Aladdin, which suggests that they all take place at the same time, which kind of leans to what Genie said about how he had that foot race with Hercules. Well, it wasn't that Hercules, and at this point, the Hercules TV series is he's still in training, so he wouldn't be the Hercules of legend just yet. Speaking of legend, the 40 Thieves are somehow real now, despite being a legend in the first movie. Yeah, remember? Alibaba, he had them 40 thieves. She had 1,000 tails. Does that mean Scheherazade is real too? Alibaba too? I don't know. But yes. And Aladdin and Jasmine are finally getting married, but then the 40 thieves sneak in to steal stuff. And it turns out the leader of the 40 thieves is Qasim, Aladdin's father. Yes. So, yeah. So, this was the cap off the TV series after 4 seasons and bring an end to it for that long. And I will tell you this. I said this before that I believe this was better, and it is. The animation is better. Nothing is janky or jarring as the last one. Aladdin and his stuff that he was doing in the last one. This one better. Robin Williams is back voicing the genie because it was I don't know. I guess his issues with Disney went away. Sorry about that. Messing with me. So he's back. And yes, it is a little jarring when you go from watching the second one with Dan Castellaneta, then you watch this one right after, pretty much, and where Robin Williams is back. Yeah. So they're gonna get married, and we have probably the only song of note in here. There's a party here in Agrabah. That song is about the wedding, and just so you know, the movie starts with what is advertised as, oh, they're finally going to get married in this movie, and it starts with that. It's not going to work out very well. Because that was the whole thing with the trailers. I remember Aladdin and Jasmine are finally getting married. Yes, despite the fact that they had 3 days to do it. Well, now it's been a few years because the Sultan abolished the laws. Also, with the year changing, did you remember that Jasmine was 16 in the first movie? Now she's of age. She would be 22. 4 years. So that's 20. But you gotta remember there's a year difference between the first film and Return of Jafar. So she would be 17. But then there's the 4-year TV series. So it's 5 years, so that's 21. She's 21. Right? That's legal. I don't know how old Aladdin was supposed to be, but I'm assuming they're the same age, or we're gonna have some issues. They're getting married. Despite turning it over a new leaf in the last movie and being pretty faithful in the cartoon series, Iago now for some reason is all about wanting to get treasure. Now I guess he kind of went that way a little bit, but I don't know. The focus is back on Aladdin now, is where it should be. Iago was the main character. I forgot to mention this, but on Wikipedia, Iago is credited first. Gilbert Gottfried is credited as the star of that movie, Return of Jafar. So he is the lead character. Aladdin is not the lead character. He's credited first. So, yes. I like who they got to play Aladdin's father, Kasim, John Rhys Davies. That's right. Professor from Sliders. And I gotta do the line. Mr. Pavarotti is an Italian man. He speaks like this. Do I speak like this? No. Why? Because I'm an Englishman, you blithering idiot. I love that line. But yes, it's John Rhys Davies. You also have Jerry Orbach as Saluk, who is the main villain of the film and really the biggest weak point. Because it's like, so they have like a moral dilemma with the dad, whether he wants to be a good dad to Aladdin or keep being a thief. But then you have Saluk, who supposedly dies towards the beginning when Aladdin shows up to fight him, when he goes after the 40 thieves. But then he just shows up and convinces Fazul, one of the royal guards, that that Aladdin's father is the king of thieves and that Aladdin is one of the thieves, despite the fact that Fazul has known Aladdin for years and knows he wouldn't be like that. But he doesn't really go after Aladdin. He goes after Kasim. So, yeah. They have this oracle, which will answer one question. And of course, the Iago ruins it. But it's one question per person, so Aladdin asks where his father is. Takes him there. But, Kasim goes to the wedding only to try to steal the oracle again to get the treasure. And then, fine, go! What is he after? He's after the hand of Midas. If you don't know about King Midas wished that everything that he touched would turn to gold. And then it ruined him because literally everything he touched would turn to gold. Chair, his pants, or whatever they were back then. Food, his wife, his children, everything and everyone would turn to gold. It was literally a curse, not a gift. So they're after this hand thing. And, yeah. So like I said about Saluk, he turns on Kasim, basically. But then, and the thieves. But then rats them out and then goes back and convinces the thieves to work with him to get this thing over Kasim. And the thieves just become bad guys again. For some reason. I will say that Jasmine and Genie don't get to do much. Yeah, Robin Williams back. All of his big gags are at the beginning, where he's like, you got like Snow White and everyone showing up for the wedding, and despite the fact that it wouldn't make sense for Snow White to be there, he does a Mrs. Doubtfire impression, because this is after that. That's like a exception. He even, what was it? He turns into something from another movie and he goes, "Oh, wow, I had an out of movie moment." I don't remember what it was that he turned into. But he goes, "Hakuna Matata." Like, he's like, where's my dad? He's running late. He turns into Pumbaa and goes, "Hakuna Matata." He's like, "Whoa, I had out of movie moment. And Robin Williams is doing fine. He's doing his best. His best. No, Sean Connery. I'm not talking about going with the prom queen. No, he does his best, but I don't know. It's just he doesn't do much. And I did kind of laugh at the end when he's doing a Steamboat Willie impression, and I'm like, well, we have to do that now. I mean, I guess they could. They don't have the copyright for it, but it's public domain. So I guess I technically could still use it because it's public domain. They can use Dracula in their movies if they wanted to. That's public domain. So, yeah, I don't know. But Disney's not going to use something public domain. They're going to pay and get it exclusively for themselves. That's the issue. So I don't know if they do it now unless they pay for the copyright back, which I don't understand. That Walt Disney created Steamboat Willie, which became Mickey Mouse. Somehow Disney can lose the copyright to that? I don't know. If you create something, it should be yours. Period. And there's no time limit. There's no flying back. I have a feeling that if Walt wasn't a frozen head somewhere in Disneyland, he'd be very pissed off that they just let Steamboat Willie slip out of their fingers. Does he not have any relatives left? A granddaughter, some shit? Grandson? Dog? Probably not a dog, but I don't know. That confused me. Anyway, yeah, it ends up, they say the thing's never in the same place twice because it's on a floating turtle. But if it can go around the world, does that mean it's taken centuries to get around the world once? Because it was never in the same place twice. That would mean that it's slowly going around the world for centuries. I don't know. They find the head of Midas. Of course, they can't touch it because it turns to gold. But Saluk, for some reason, doesn't know that. And so Kasim throws it to him and he grabs it. It turns him to gold. And he essentially dies. He's like the chick in Goldmember. Turn to gold and asphyxiated death. And they get the trinket. And even though Aladdin has risked life and limb and even his relationship with Jasmine and all that, he's doing this, and it seems like, I don't need this. Even though I think he does keep it. He's like, I just want my son back. And then they have the wedding, and he leaves with Iago. And it's like, wait, you just had that whole speech, and now you're just gonna run off, because I guess this is not the life. But like, you want riches, right? You're gonna live in the palace with your son now. I don't know. But it is kind of fitting that Iago gets to go off. Because, he was never a really palace life type. Even I don't know how to put that. Where it's like, because I know he's in the palace life. But like, he's a free spirit. Right? And I like his line where he's like, oh, I said my goodbyes. And then with the monkey and the crying. And I wish you got to see that. It was fun. But yeah. Aladdin and Jasmine fly up. And they wave. Oh, there is also a gag where he doesn't want to get on the flying carpet, Kasim, because he's dangerous, and at the end, he has to hop on it. He's like, are you sure you want to fly on this thing? Funny. But yeah, and then Aladdin gives a look to Jasmine that if you're a kid, you're not going to catch it, but this look is like, all right, you made me wait for years. Now it's our wedding night. You know what happens now, baby? That is the look. He literally grabs her, pulls her in, and goes, I don't have eyebrows right now, but he grabs her, pulls her in, and goes. Basically, like Aladdin has been horny for 6 years, and now he's finally gonna get some. That's that's the look he's giving. And again, kids wouldn't read into that, but us adults would see that and go, wait a minute. But yeah, I think this is a worthy finish. I'll give it a low, pretty good. I think it works as a finale. Although, interestingly, while looking stuff up, I found out that they were actually planning a 4th film. Which is weird, because they end it with the peddler from the first film singing Arabian Nights, sort of. And that sort of caps it. Although, big missed opportunity to reveal that the peddler was the genie, which is what it was always intended to be. Like I mentioned when I reviewed the first one, I think I did. Originally, it was supposed to end with going back to the peddler and revealing he's the genie, but they never finished that. They could have done that here, but they don't. It's not even Robin Williams singing. Well, he didn't sing in the Arabian Nights either, but I don't know. Sultan didn't do much here either. But, yeah, it's a little pretty good. I like it. It's better than Return to Far. So after watching them all, it'll go Return Jafar, King of Thieves, and the first Aladdin. Oh, if we gotta add the remake, then it goes Return Jafar, the remake, King of Thieves, Aladdin. I think. As I don't just want to put the remake at the bottom just for the sake of being a remake. Yes, there's a female empowerment bullshit in it. And they swap out the giant snake for a giant bird that never talks. You know what? No, the remake's at the bottom, then Return Jafar, then King of Thieves, then Aladdin. I don't know. I don't hate any of them, but it's just the remake is. I've been inclined to watch all three of the live action movies before the remake. So there's that. So yeah, we're back to random stuff tomorrow, and we're doing another Hollywood picture movie, and we're actually gonna go back to Pauly Shore. So look forward to that, buddy. Anyway, thank you for watching. What are your thoughts on Aladdin, King of Thieves? No comments, don't be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm Sky, and I'll see you in the next one.